Hi, it's Claudia with Claudia Rossi Studios. How's everybody today? I am coming at you. You might notice things are a little bit different behind me, a little bit the same, a little bit different. I'm coming to you from my new studio recording space. Obviously I didn't want to do my hair today, so I'm in pigtails because I'm too lazy to bother. I'm too excited actually to get into our studio and get to work and get recording because I haven't had some videos up for you guys in a while with any art, so I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna get to work. Promise. Get some stuff going for you guys. But my studio space that I showed you guys in my tour of my studio was like a sunroom in our house. So it's a big room that is not connected to all the heat and air and everything. So it gets really hot in summer and it gets kind of cold in the wintertime. And I know that I'm a big baby, and I was kind of called a baby by one of my viewers who is living in, I don't even know how to say it, minus 40? Minus 40 is the temperature where she's at right now. I didn't even know people could survive in temperatures like that. And she's laughing at me for needing a heater in California. But where I live, I'm not like in San Diego where it's nice all year round. It does actually, we do have winter, it does get cold. It does just get below freezing sometimes at night, you know, and affects our crops because we're kind of in a farming community. Excuse me. Oh, eyes watering today. Okay, we are kind of in a farming community, so, and we do citrus and things, so the frost and everything can affect that. So we do get a little bit cold. I mean, it's cold to me who grew up here and I'm used to it, but it's kind of a bone-chilling cold too. It's kind of strange. If you go up to the snow an hour away, you'll probably be warmer than you are down here in the valley, and I don't know why it affects us that way, but it's a lot colder. So my wonderful husband came up with a great idea to rearrange our bedroom a little bit, which is huge, like huge. It is a converted two-car garage that was remodeled into a family room originally and is now our bedroom. So it's monstrous in here. I have a lot of space. So we decided to move things around and make an area. And I actually have a pretty decent sized space to work in, which I'm pleasantly surprised by. So I have a place where the temperature is comfortable all the time, or at least fairly comfortable all the time, and I have a little more privacy. My problem was that my sunroom was kind of centrally located where people want to walk through it all the time, so there was always interruptions of people walking behind me. I share space with my doggies, so then they bark and they interrupt my videos, or you know, there's always something going on out there. So this gives me a place where I can go. I can close the doors because there's two, one on either side of me here. I can close the doors and nobody can bother me. Nobody can bother me. I can record to my heart's content. I can work. I have my desk is in front of me over there, and with my big monitor, so I can put on a movie if I want to. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna give you a quick little tour around real quick, and that's about it. So here we go. I'll give you a quick tour. Okay, now for a quick tour of my new studio space. I'm going to try and do this without showing how crazy messy the rest of my bedroom still is, because I got the studio ready and then I want to go to work and I don't want to clean. So, well, we all know how much I like to clean. So here we go. But my studio's clean. For the first time, I want to show it to you while it's still clean because it's not going to last. So there's one door to my room, and then I have a small wall. It's not really brick. It's like a faux brick. It's pretty awesome. And then the other door to my room. So this side, okay, so that's the wall behind my desk, and I brought in one of my bookshelves and a bunch of my supplies that you can see over there. I've already gone through my supplies, so I won't go over that all again. Brought a couple of my wheelie carts, I guess they're called, wheelie carts over there. That you saw those two, they're just the same things. And then my only addition, well, I'll get to that in a minute. This is my table, my work desk. So I have a lamp because the lighting, overhead lighting in here is not the best. So I have a couple of lamps going. Right now I only have one on, but I can turn the other one on when I need to record my desktop and have good lighting. So just a big folding table picked up at Costco. It works for me. It's cheap. I don't care if I get paint all over it, which I have. There's paint all over it. And that works for me. I just need a big flat space. I don't even care. I do use a piece of cheap poster board right here. You can see it helps with the crack, because sometimes that bugs me if I'm drawing on paper, and the bumpiness of the table. I want something smooth, so I buy them usually at the dollar store, 2 for $1, and I buy a bunch of them, and I flip them over first and then I change them out. So if you flip this one over, it's all covered in paint on the back, and now this one's fairly clean, and I just switch them out as they get really gross. So, and then here's just a few supplies. My candle. Have to have a candle. I don't know why, but I feel the need to have a candle. And then up above, that thing with the fluffy pink thing on it, that's my stand for my camera, my little jerry-rigged setup there that I have. So, like I said, very basic, simple. I'll come around here and show you that my only addition, excuse my cleaning supplies in the corner there, is my cart down here that I added with some supplies to my right instead of my rolly carts that I had to my right in my old studio. So this is it. I need to hang some art up here. I haven't gotten to that yet because I was super busy trying to catch up on everything. And then the really nice thing is that straight across, look, my trash cans are all in there, but straight across from my workstation right here is my big office computer hutch. So I have my big computer screen right there. I can play a movie while I paint. I'm excited about that. And then I can also print if I want to jump over and print something, which has been kind of awkward for me because I've had to always get up and run into my office to do that. So now everything's kind of together, and I'm going to get to work now. Okay, back in front of the camera again. Part of the reason that I wanted to show you my new, smaller studio space is also because I do have, excuse me, oh, my eyes, allergies. I don't know why I have allergies in the middle of winter, but I do. Part of the reason that I wanted to show you my new, smaller studio space is because I know when I showed you my old space, it's big. There's a lot of storage stuff in there. There's a lot of room. And granted, a lot of my things are still out there, but this kind of gives you an idea of what you can set up in a really small space. My table is 6 feet wide. That's how big it is. The wall behind me between the doors is 5 feet wide. Okay, so, and the space from the wall to the end of my table is 7 feet. So basically, if you said I have a 6 by 7 area that I'm working in, I have a lot of stuff in here. I have my table, my paints, my paintbrushes, water buckets, stamp pads, mediums. I have all these other mediums back here. I have things added in. I have doodads. I have my journals up top. I have my 2 wheelie carts. I could have more. And you could have more if you had a space this small, because there's plenty of room under this table for drawers, for carts to go under here with drawers. Plenty of space. I could have way more, and I do have a fully open space that I can walk out. One side is blocked, but not completely. I can still get in. There's still space if I wanted to put something else. So this just goes to show, in a 6 by 7 space, you can fit a lot of stuff if you organize it properly. And I don't buy all the biggest tubes of paint. I do buy some, and I'd love to buy more, especially in the golden fluids, but that could be up to $30 a bottle plus, and I can't always do that. But so I don't have all the biggest stuff, some of the smaller stuff, and that's fine. You know, sometimes you have to think about how much space you have. And as far as my mediums go, some of these huge jars that I get tend to, they can get old and dry out. So unless it's something I use all the time, I don't buy huge jars. I buy these smaller jars so that the product stays fresh and soft. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what you could do with a small space. It feels big in here because my room is monstrous. It's huge, but the space itself is pretty small, and I'm comfortable here. I don't feel like I'm closed in. I have plenty of room to work, and I'm happy with it. So if that gives any of you any ideas or you know, hints on how you can set up a small studio space, if you can eke out a small little square of space anywhere, you know, it can happen. It can happen. The bookshelf is magnificent. Bookshelf, because there's a lot of room for stuff on there with baskets and cart, little baskets and shelvings. This is a spice rack that I use to hold this up. So with that, and then my carts with the drawers in them, invaluable. Couldn't live without them. So invest in those. They're not that expensive. I use my 40% off coupon at Michael's all the time to buy things like that. So I hope that inspires you just a little bit to maybe eke out a workspace in a small section of your house if you can. Give up a small area. I mean, this isn't as big as a dining room. I mean, if you could take over your dining room, that would be a lot larger in most cases, most homes. But even a little corner nook in your kitchen, if you have a eat-in kitchen, like a little corner space, or a section of a bedroom, or whatever you can do to have a dedicated space is really nice, because you can leave projects halfway done, let them dry, come back to them. So this is my little mini studio that I'm going to be working out of for a while, and I'm going to get some art on that plain brick wall back there because that's going to drive me bonkers, even though it's behind me. For the first time, I have a wall over the head of my bed. My bed was in front of a window before, so I didn't, and the wall was covered with a large piece of tall furniture. And now that we've rearranged it, the bed's on a wall. And I have space over the top, and I have a huge Brodinski print. Brodinski's the artist. It's a serolithograph that I purchased at an art auction on a cruise ship, and it's huge, and I have a frame for it, and I'm going to get it out and I'm going to put it up on the wall. I'm very excited to finally get to have a space to hang that. So anyways, I have a lot coming up. I'm really working hard on getting my faces workshop together, and so that I'm hoping to have done by the end of the month. And I still want to work on this girl. I have her cut out. I haven't got her put on. I have the board gessoed and ready to go. So that's probably going to be one of my next videos. And then I'm going to do an art journal page because I haven't been creating much because I've been so sick after coming home from vacation, and then now we've been trying to eke out this space for me and working on this. And so now that I'm all settled, I'm going to get myself back in gear and get to work and get some videos up of some actual art for you guys. So it's coming. Be patient with me, and we'll get some art journaling going. Yeah, let's do that. Thanks for watching.